Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Monday, June 14th, 2021. Today we're pulling from the Earth Magic Oracle cards. So our first card, we have a sanctuary, kind of like escaping to the cave, but I also feel like being grateful for having a place that you could call your sanctuary, being grateful for what we have in our life. We've been called to this for quite a bit right now. But I definitely feel like they're highlighting the home and the sanctuary and the safety that it offers you. With Dragonfly, you do see this nature goddess emerging from the water. So I feel like with Mercury retrograde, the lunar eclipse, the new moon, now both those energies are behind us, that we're coming into a new cycle of the waning crescent. So the light is starting to build into the sky. So I feel like this is why she's emerging. We still have the lingering effects of Mercury retrograde, but I definitely feel like her emerging out of the water, she's not feeling like she's drowning, suffocating. This is when our anxiety, depression, fear, worry, and doubt come in. I feel like she's emerging and our head above water. We're starting to think clearly. Where that heaviness is starting to lift. So I definitely feel like this is where things are going to turn a corner. Things are coming full circle. We get this with River. We're about to turn the circle. I feel like some of us are on the precipice. I want to give up. And they're saying, no, you got it in you. This is a cycle you've been in before. Keep going with the flow. They are highlighting a cycle in life where we go from hibernation into springtime, where we go out and we grow more. When we have these changes in our life, these seasons and reasons and blessings and lessons, it's like this is a chance for us to emerge and grow more, but not only on the surface but underneath, where we are setting our roots. We're becoming more grounded. They are talking about a tsunami for some people, and I'm really sorry about this. A wake up call. I feel like because of the darkness of the card, they're highlighting the 24th of the full moon. But I feel like because of the darkness and the moon is kind of shadowed out here, I feel like this is to the next new moon. So I feel like this is a passing, and I'm really sorry to say that, but they are highlighting this as an ebb and flow of life. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds kind of like, very simple to say. Like that's an ebb of no, it's not. Like especially when you're going through it. You know what I mean? Like it definitely does not feel like an ebb and flow of life. It's just like when you get so used to having someone stand by your side and suddenly they're not there, this unexpected passing, it's just like you're like untimely, like when people even though we know our grandparents, our great grandparents, our parents are getting older, you never expect to wake up and not have them there. We know that they're getting older, but at the same respect, it's like we've waken up every single day by the grace of God, by the grace of universe, whoever you believe in, and they're there. I feel like it's like, be appreciative of those, things in our life. And they're saying the ebb and flow of life, to go with the ebb and flow. Don't sit there and stifle this change. Don't sit there and, consume alcohol and drugs. Obviously if you need medical help, to get you through the anxiety and the crippling depression, that's one thing. But I feel like they're saying don't recreationally sit there and submerge yourself into these things to dilute what you're going through, because you're going through this for a reason. You guys heard me talk about how, like, when I went through my grief journey, it was definitely, where you sit there and you're like, you ask those questions like, why did this happen? But I learned that, I cannot ask that question. I just have to, sit there and try to understand where I'm going. And they teach you, hindsight is 2020, why this event happened as you go through the journey. And I don't wish it upon anyone. So I hope and pray it's not a passing. I don't, they are talking about an unexpected life event. You know what I mean? So it's just, I pray it's nothing like that. I pray that it's just like a life event, and I know it's supposed to be in a negative way. And I know that's wrong of me to sit there and say that it's not such a tragic event where it's not going to change your life. But I definitely feel like there's an ending with this one. So we're going to Cave as our first card. So there is quietness and still inside of you that will always be able to be available as a sanctuary. Yet finding such as a space in nature will enhance your complete will enhance and complete this initial place and of peace. Here you will be able to feel the presence of the Creator. I feel like with this, I feel like they're saying, definitely because they're talking about cycles in life where we go to the hibernation and to the springtime. I definitely feel like they're saying, take this time, embrace this time, go outside, listen to the wind blow through the trees, listen to the birds, watch the butterflies and the birds, just embrace Mother Nature. Get yourself grounded, because this is tree, but it also says grounding here. So I definitely feel like they're saying, soak up all the vitamin D you can, get yourself outside, and, take all you can in of nature before we get into the cycle of hibernation. So going to our second card, which is Dragonfly. So again, this nature goddess is there. She's coming out of the water. So I feel like her head above water, very much that Billie Eilish song where my head was underwater, where you can hear her talking murky. But I feel like with Mercury retrograde, the new moon cycle, the lunar eclipse, I definitely feel like a lot of us are finally, our head is above water. I feel, again, highlighting our crown chakra, our clear audience, pay attention to your dreams. I feel like you're seeing things more clearly now. This could be a leveling up for some of you, but I definitely feel like it's like you're able to see things a little more clearly. Life is demanding that you move into a new stage of maturity. This requires you to adjust your thinking and yourself and others and your community. It calls for you to shed yet another layer of your ego-filled defense and let go of any illusion of being less than who you are. And I definitely feel like Mercury retrograde, definitely our ego tries to run rapid there, where it tells you to say you're less than. Because we've heard a lot of our times, especially if you're an indigo child or you're different, they call you weird. They call, you're definitely been moments of solitude in your life. And I definitely feel like Spirit was saying, you're a lot stronger on your own. You don't need people to stand by your side. You know what I mean? So it's definitely where it's like, embracing who you are. So life is demanding that you move into the next stage of maturity. So they're talking about this shifting in awareness that you have experienced. This will happen quite quickly, unexpectedly. So we have something unexpectedly happily happening in this, but also unexpectedly in a negative way. But I feel like this one is an internal, unexpected, and a lifting yourself up. You're a lot stronger. I feel like your confidence is building. And this one, I love the hue of the rose. Feels like rose quartz or self-love. You know what I mean? Of the color. But I feel like, like they're saying, ebb and flow in life. You're going to grow internally, but externally, this event is going to come where it may change you. So universe is saying you may feel like you're unprepared for such a dramatic change in your life, yet you are prepared and can put it to use. The wisdom and experience that you have accumulated upon up till now. So I feel like they're saying, like, you may feel defeated in this moment and you may feel like you won't be able. I definitely felt like that. I packed up that. I don't even remember packing up the house. It was just kind of like a blur to me. I remember some things, I feel like definitely people speak of things that like a certain time period, maybe I'll be able to go channel into it and like see it. But it's just like, I didn't, I definitely felt like when I made the 16-hour move that I was going to fall apart. And, I feel like universe was saying, you're a lot stronger than you think you are. I definitely didn't feel like that. I'll tell you that. I definitely felt broken. So here we have Spirit talking about river and movement. And I definitely feel like sometimes, we say, I was telling you guys, like, we stand in our own way. We stifle ourselves by blocking ourselves. So maybe this is where they're saying, where we sit there and we say negative things to ourselves. Like, I don't believe in myself. I don't believe in my abilities. Or I don't believe I can do this. It's like we're negatively talking to ourselves in that way. So we're we're standing in our own way because now we believe this. Every part of our being believes this. We're not capable of, so we're standing in the water. So the water moves around us. So we're like this big rock or log in the water, and the water's going to find a way around us. So the universe is still going to flow, even if you don't want to move with it. But eventually you're going to have to go with it. If you want to see what's around the bend, you're going to have to go with the water. You're going to have to go, again, going to the ebb and flow of life. Fighting or blocking the flow in your life force can lead you to feeling spiritually void and disconnected from source. Just like the metamorphor of the river. It does not work to force or fight this compelling movement. When you simply pay attention and observe the flow, it becomes easy to navigate your experience and see what lies ahead, or at least to get the sense of what is to come by the ever changing and geographic that unfolds as you course along. But I don't feel like we're coursing along. I feel like we're opening up to spirit. I feel like we're emerging, but I feel like opening up to see what's around the bend. We're curious. And I feel like you're a lot stronger than you were. So we're like, okay, let's keep going. Instead of staying still and blocking the blessings from coming in, we're like, we're gonna see what else is coming. So our next one we have is tree, but it's grounding. Definitely highlighting a cycle of, where to me I feel of hibernation, which is winter, to springtime where we're blooming. So I definitely feel like they're highlighting spring until fall here. This is where we're gonna have like a glow up happen. As soon as you have the chance, go outside and sit or stand with your back supported by a tree, feeling the solidness and integrity. It is simply being a tree. Breathe in the essence of the tree spirit. Allow it to fill you up. Walk barefoot very slowly on the ground so you can maintain this connection. And I feel like this is, I definitely feel like with Sheen, he had the winter blues, and I was like, sit outside, put your feet in the grass. I said you'll feel a lot different come winter, and he did. Wasn't as badly as affected as he was before, and I'm like, he didn't like the sun, but I was like, as soon as it got shady, I'm like, sit in the shady area. I would sit with him. I'm like, let's sit in the shady area. And then you could sit there and put your feet in the grass and, be comfortable. So it's definitely taking advantage of this season. So this is where we have tsunami, and this is a wake up call. And I feel like it's like, sometimes we have relationships in our life that are challenging, but I feel like, sometimes we feel like some people we shouldn't, I don't want to say that in a mean way, but like embrace them with our presence, because they've just, the way that they take and take and take. And it's just like, sometimes it's so challenging in keeping your boundaries, because it's like, especially when you're an empath, because you absorb what they're feeling. But in that moment, they take that as an advantage of weakness, a moment of weakness. And then that's when they hurt you again, because you feel for them, So it's just like, it's hard to keep that. But I feel like, this could be an ending to the relationship in a significant way, where it may be a passing, or it may be like, they move away. And this is, you're going to regret not kind of making some sort of peace with it. Okay, it is like the Tower card. So, okay. So when I'm not trying to be, okay, oh, thank you, Spirit. I'm, when they say believe in yourself, um, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just like, if I get a clearer picture of what it is, I like, if they show me 2-3 times, I'm like, okay, this is from Spirit. This is not me. I'm letting you know. When I get the Tower card, it's happened a couple times with myself for readings for people. Their loved one has passed. So one of them, it was like literally, 48 hours later. And then other people's, it was 3 weeks later. So it's, when I get it, I definitely bring it to their attention. Just like the Nine of Swords, or King of Swords. Anytime I've gotten that card, there's been a domestic violence. So I tell them, it may not happen for you. This is what has happened for a couple people. So I'm just going to let you know. This is what, has happened before. It may not be true for everybody, but, this is where I'm saying, I hope it's not such a traumatic moment. But here's confirmation from Spirit. It's the Tower card. It is unsettling no matter how you interpret it. It represents something scary, destructive, and disturbing that we would rather not experience. But, again, if I had not... Losing my dad was a humongous experience for me. I still am affected by it, but losing your partner that you feel like is your soulmate, someone that you truly care about, their well-being, even, doesn't matter. You would do anything for them. It affects you. You know what I mean? And it's just like coming, full circle in that journey. And, obviously everyone's journey is different. But to me, it's like a temporary separation. You know what I mean? And I've come to grips with that. Like, you know what? Life is still, the ebb and flow of life, unfortunately. And I hate to say that because it sounds like it's kind of making it so simple. It's not. It's appreciating the journey, how it's transformed the both of us. Him in the physical form to his spiritual form, where he's the ultimate happiness, me bringing me even closer to spirit. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's transformed the both of us. And that's all I can do. There's not, what can I do? Am I going to sit there and, fight it and go against with the flow of the universe? I could stand like a boulder, but I'm not going to move forward. I'm not going to be able to see what's around the bend. And if I didn't, it probably would have taken me out. So this is where, people that go through this, I'm like, I always encourage them, you gotta fight. You can't let this take you out. Please, like, keep going, But everyone's different. This card points to a significant loss or a dramatic event, typically unexpected. All we can do when this happens is to trust our instincts and seek higher ground. But I feel like, higher ground is where higher leveling up. We seek higher ground, So divine, universe, creator, God, whoever you believe in, it's just like you seek them out in that moment. When we're silent, they know why. Like I didn't know what to say. Everyone knows I believe in God, so I'm not going to pretend the fact that I don't, and I had those conversations and I'm just like, honestly, I don't know what to say at this moment, and so the best thing I could do is stay silent. I'm appreciative, to be here. I'm appreciative to be, wake up every day, but I have no idea what to say. And the only thing I could do, I highlighted passages in my Bible, I would read it front to back. But I mean like highlighted passages, not every single page. I highlighted passages that I really liked. I would read it front to back. That's all I could do at the moment because your mind hurts so much. Your brain hurts so much in that moment. It's like you can't concentrate on anything too long. You can't use your brain too long because it's just, your brain is on fire at the moment. It's very much a tsunami moment, So, they're telling us to seek the higher ground. I pray this, I know this is part of lessons in life. Like they're, kind of saying here, the ebb and flow in life. But, it's not a flow you want to be in. So our last card is ebb and flow. You have been fighting the ebb and flow of your own feelings, denying your hurt, anger, or sorrow by either attaching yourself to one of the other and nurturing it as if it were if it was a nursing child, or else smoothing over your feelings in a more denial way. And I went through all this, denial was definitely one of them. When you attempt to constrict yourself from experiencing your emotions, it is much likely trying to stem the tide that grow that even more forceful with every attempt humans make to control them. Allow yourself to swim with these variations rather than resisting them. And it's like just going through it like that on it. Unfortunately, that's all we can do. And it's just like every day you get up and you try to do better than you did yesterday. Some days are good, some days are bad. And it's just like, if the day is bad, say, you know what? By the grace of God, I have another chance, by the universe, I have another chance to do it tomorrow again, and I'll do better. All I could say when you go through these moments is to be gentle with yourself. You cannot sit there and expect yourself to be Wonder Woman. Surround yourself with those people that will support you. And that's all you can do is put one foot in front of the other. Sometimes it's, 1 hour at a day. Sometimes it's 1 minute at a day. It's just, you got to be really gentle with yourself. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. Definitely nurture yourself in this moment. That's all I can, but definitely get up every day and keep fighting. Don't let this consume you. I definitely don't feel like you should let, in my opinion, and I'm only just one person, but, got to keep fighting. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, June 14th, 2021. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.